Today, I also signed an executive directive declaring racism as a public health crisis in Michigan.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer sees the great state of Michigan as being filled with hateful and bigoted Americans. But that's not my Michigan story, and I doubt it's yours. Michigan was a bright beacon of hope for my family, migrating from the South to cities like Pontiac in search of an opportunity so they could provide for their children. Michigan is where brave veterans like my grandfather, who served under General Douglas MacArthur, set up roots in Detroit and raised a family of 7 children with his wife. In 1974, my father was nominated to give the dedication speech to the new Pontiac Central High School because the student body judged him by the content of his character. By the time I graduated from Pontiac Central, it was incredibly diverse. We appreciated and accepted each other's differences. My best friends from school is a white liberal agnostic and a Muslim woman, and they both love and support me, a black Christian conservative Republican. Our country is divided today, but Michigan has been a shining example. Authorities in Flint and Detroit embrace their community and love, yet this isn't Whitmer's focus. She made a choice not to cling onto this beauty, to distract from her failures.
From the very beginning, the governor was allowing COVID-positive patients to be placed in the same nursing home as COVID-negative patients.
When you're giving $5,000 more a bed out of the gate and $200 more a day to put sick people in a facility with well people, there's no data or science that supports this nonsense.
The New York Times reported that 40% of all COVID deaths are linked to nursing homes. Instead of taking responsibility for destructive policies, Whitmer laid the blame at the feet of our brave frontline workers, requiring nurses to take implicit bias training.
The governor's task force is saying, in particular, African Americans suffer in medical settings from the unconscious bias by medical professionals.
When the legislature, with bipartisan support, tried to correct this policy and protect our most vulnerable citizens, Whitmer vetoed the bill. Michigan isn't without its ugly scars. It has a complex story, but there's always hope. Even after the Detroit riots of '67, the following year revival broke out for 3.5 years in the city. Thousands of visitors from across the country said they could feel the love in Liberty Temple because people of all different colors and backgrounds were worshiping together as one. This birthed hundreds of ministries around the country who help communities around the world. I grew up in such a ministry. My grandmother's church, my father's church. When I was ordained with my 5 sisters, people from diverse backgrounds came to celebrate with us. That is the Michigan I know. That is the Michigan I believe in. I've lived in urban, rural, and suburban Michigan. I've traveled across the state to Grand Rapids and Traverse City, spoken on the steps of the Capitol, to community centers in Battle Creek, to pulpits in Ishpeming, and all the way down to the Metro Detroit, and prayed with Michiganders from Sanilac to Genesee, Macomb, and Oakland County. Now isn't the time to pander to anger. We need to start believing in America again, and that starts with Michigan. It's not perfect, but there's not enough hate here for a public health crisis. We are a state filled with resilient and compassionate people. We built Michigan to last. And our Michigan story is one filled with hope, not hate. I asked Governor Gretchen Whitmer to check her privilege because she doesn't get to rewrite my Michigan story.